So, welcome to another episode of My Orgasmic Life. So make sure you listen to the content or read the content warning in and the show notes before you get into this episode because it's not one of the fun, sexy, playful, wonderful episodes. It's giving you a today we're going to talk about my health and giving you a health update because if you listen to last week's episode, you're like, what happened? What's going on with Gaia? Because I had to come back from Costa Rica early because of my health. So I wanted to give all of my audience who care an update so you don't need to worry about me, okay? Because I know you love me. All right. So, if you're just tuning in now, please stop this episode and go listen to last week's episode, episode 249. It'll give you a little bit of backstory of me having to come back from Costa Rica early because of my health. So that'll help you keep you in the loop. All right. So I'm assuming that you've listened to that episode. So I'm going to give you a backstory on where my health has been over the this last year, actually, last couple of years. So for years, I've had digestion issues. I've had lots of problems. Basically, my digestion, my GI tract from my mouth to my asshole has been a problem pretty much my whole life. And I've done all the medical route and we've had all the tests and we've done all the things and nothing worked. Nothing was fixing my digestion and my ability to absorb food and not have acid reflux. And we went the medical route. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go the holistic route. So I went the holistic route. And about 2 years ago, over 2.5 years ago, actually, me and my holistic naturopath slash Chinese medicine doctor decided that we needed to do an elimination diet because I have celiac and I also have I have lots of allergies. So it was like we didn't know what was causing all of the discord in my digestion. So we're like, okay, let's take everything out and then let's just gradually put things in. And so that was the plan. Do an elimination diet, then start gradually putting things into my body and seeing what my body wanted and what it didn't want and why it wanted it and all those things. So we did that 2.5 years ago. I took everything out of my system and and I was able to get to all that I was able to eat was cauliflower, grass-fed organic beef, a little bit of pork, blueberries, some pears, and that was it. And of course, lots of duck fat, lots of fat. So I had lots of duck fat and coconut oil and other good fats. But that was my mainstay with some nut butter. And so I tried to introduce foods, and my body would reject it. And I would try and introduce like simple foods like rice, white rice. My body would reject it. Any kind of grain, my body would reject it. My body was rejecting everything. And so for the longest time, I was like, okay, well, I guess, this is kind of how it is. And then what I would find that my body would seem to be able to eat things that were in season. So I was like, okay, great. So when, summer came around and, the spring, summer, and fall was great because I got to have lots of vegetable options and fruit options because my body was like, oh, it's in season. But then as soon as it would go out of season, my body would reject it. And when I say reject it, I mean violently reject it with vomiting and shitting. So, that's basically what my eating and life has looked like for the last 2.5 years. And in around, I would say November last year, I I started to feel not okay. Like up to this point, my body, I felt great. I had lost all this weight. I was like, I didn't have acid reflux all the time. I had, a fair amount of energy. It was like I was doing good. But then about around November, I was like, I'm feeling like tired all the time and shaky all the time and, nauseous all the time. And then I had some pains going on, which we still don't know. And I got a lot of tests that we're doing, trying to figure out where the pain's going on. And I got, tests for my adrenal glands and like all the tests, the blood works, all the things. So in January, after doing a whole series, a bunch of tests, and if you're in Canada, you're like, yeah, it takes a long time to get all those things taken care of. It's not a quick turnaround. So the doctor's like, well, we've done a whole bunch of tests. I mean, there's still some more that are on the horizon for me. Next week and in the next 4 months, basically, I have a whole series of more tests to kind of see if we can get to the bottom of it. But we both kind of agreed that maybe it's about my food, my lack of variety of food, and let's go down the dietitian route. So in January, I got a dietitian. We started the process, and again, I was logging all my food and blah, 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 and all of the logistics of all of that. And, starting to work with the dietitian, and dietitian, basically just before I left to go to Costa Rica was like, okay, well, there's a lot of things there's a lot of missing food groups in your system that are missing. And so we were like, okay, well, when I get back from Costa Rica, we'll start to slowly add those in, and we'll pick, we'll take a food group and we'll go through down the line of the food groups and see what we can get in. And if we can't get it in and my body won't absorb it in a food source, then we might have to get it in another source, in a supplement source or something. So that was the plan. But at that point, no one really realized before I left Costa Rica that I was only getting less than 1,000 calories a day, pretty much for the last 2.5 years. And you're supposed to have at least 1,500 calories in a day. That's without actually being an active person or doing anything or exercising or working out or all the other things that I was attempting to do. So needless to say, my body is not, it's been quite sick for quite a long time, but I didn't, realize, I mean, I knew something was off, but, again, we're still trying to figure it out. So when I came back from Costa Rica, which you've listened to, I had gotten to a pinnacle point of basically I'm starving to death, and that's not okay. You need to get your ass home and sort this out. So I get home, and I have been home now for over a month. It's been it's been about over a month. And I've been working with the dietitian, and we have been getting some food in me. But so what's happened is that because my body's in starvation mode, I'm now gaining weight and I'm bloated, but I have zero energy, like zero energy. And my body, just trying to get my body up to it, taking the amount of food that I need to take in with some extras to give me some boost has been a challenge. So we found a protein bar, which is very exciting, very exciting. I'm now up to being able to eat the 2 of those in a day, and I got collagen and bone broth in my system. But because my body has been in such a state of shock for so long, it's in a constant state of wanting to throw up, and which really sucks. Sorry, I might cry a little bit. So things have not been so much fun, because it's like I would put something in and then it would be violently thrown up. So we've figured out that over the next couple weeks, anyways, I'm taking the next couple weeks off. I was silly and tried to, maybe see clients on a slow, like very on a light basis, where I was like only seeing one a day, and keeping it pretty light and not too heavy. And but even that is like just wipes me out. I have a session with a client and then I have to nap all day because I have no energy. I go to the grocery store and I'm wiped out and I have to nap all day. So basically, I'm taking the next couple of weeks off to just focus on feeding, getting food in, keeping my body, and trying to keep my body in a state of calm so that it gets out of the cycle of revolting throwing things up and trying to get it out of starvation mode into thriving mode and knowing that it's okay. So basically I have to be, groggy on Gravol pretty much all the time in order to keep my food in my body so that we can change the narrative. We can break the cycle basically. So that's kind of where we're at. Taking a couple weeks off. Basically eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep is try to get my system back on track. And as I add new stuff, as we're, like I said, we found some new things, which is good. Then I have my body has to stabilize. Then we'll be adding new things. And as I add new things, it'll be a continual sort of like, woo, yay, my body wants it, or, oh, nope, abort mission. And if you're listening to this, like, well, why can't you just eat? Well, because if I could just eat, I would just eat. My body is a very delicate flower. So it may be a very orgasmic flower, but it's a very delicate ecosystem that is my ecosystem of my body. And like I said, digestion and food and allergies and all sorts of things have been always the case for me since I was a child. Only as a child, we didn't know anything about those things. So we just forced us as a child to eat the things, and then you were sick, and that was just it. So, I also suspect, to be honest, that a big part of my digestional problem has been because I was not breastfed as a child. There's definitely, studies that show that children who are breastfed get all these wonderful building blocks for their digestion that I didn't get. And so that's part of the problem, is that I don't have those, and we have to try to build them in my body, which is what I've been working on. And I'm making sure that I'm super zen, so my life is so stress-free that I can absorb and digest, because stress causes me to not be able to digest. So, how I eat, when I eat, the combinations of foods that I eat is very much a challenge. And so that's where I'm at. So all of my wonderful clients who are listening, I miss you terribly. I cannot wait to have you either in my dungeon or supporting you in your journey of personal growth and health and wellness and sexuality and juiciness and all things. I just, I got to take care of me first, because I got nothing in the tank. And so that's why I'm taking the next couple of weeks off. Now, that being said, everybody who's listening, if you could send me lots of love, that would be great. Lots of ease, like zen and ease in my body. So my body just like lovingly absorbs nutrients. That would be fantastic. I will totally receive those intentions. And also, don't forget to check out other episodes while you're, waiting for me to get my groove back. There's lots of them. We're at 250. This is the 250 episode. So there's lots that you can get caught up on. Also, the BDSM membership program from all my Kinksters. Please come join us. That's online, lots of content. It's wonderful. And in the next couple months, we'll be adding some really cool new features. So you want to get in on that before the price goes up. And then also, what else? Oh, I got lots of online courses for everybody who's thinking of becoming a Dom or wants training. That's going to be launching in a couple of weeks. So yeah, there's still lots of stuff coming, and there's lots of ways in which you can engage. Again, take some courses, become a member, listen to all the other episodes. I'll be back in a couple of weeks, all like back to my normal woo and fiery, juicy with some good stories, because I have some really beautiful things that are going on in my relationships, in my love life, in my sex life, that I'm going to be excited to share with you, and to my kink life I'm excited to share with you. So I will be back soon. All right. Thank you for listening. I love you. Bye-bye. Well, I hope today's episode inspired you, encouraged you, and of course, made you feel tingly inside. I just want to take a moment to tell you how much I appreciate the time that you spend, and how I really deeply appreciate you listening. I do it for you guys, the audience, and I love and adore you guys. So, quick loving reminder, I am not available for naked pictures, getting married, having sex, or having anybody's babies. And when you want to spend more time with me in a professional capacity as your coach, your teacher, your educator, your facilitator, you can reach me at GaiaMorissette.com. That's the gateway to all things Gaia. Now, if you're like, oh, I really wonder what's in the extended version. I also lovingly invite you to follow me on Instagram, which the handle is My Orgasmic Life Podcast, where you can leave feedback and comments. Also come join me on Facebook at My Orgasmic Life Podcast Facebook group. And I really want to hear from you. I want to know how this show affected you. What did you learn? Was it inspirational? Did you agree? Did you disagree? I want to know, because I'm a little bit of a voyeur. So I want to know how am I affecting you? So please come leave some comments. Now, if you're like, but I don't want everybody to know what I'm thinking, which is okay. Sometimes we need privacy and we need to be anonymous. So you would like that option? We have that. You can email my slutty assistant, Layla, at GaiaMorissette.com. Okay, listeners, until next time, may your life be filled with sexy exploration and orgasmic pleasure. Mwah. Bye-bye.